You watch a child run past. Your hand tightens around the mop. You don't know why. The calibration removed that memory 17 years ago. Before we go further, there is a document in the archives of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Not classified, not hidden, simply paperwork. Your name appears on it once near the top, in a field labeled Subject. After that, the form only uses a serial number. You had a name. The procedure is not the story. The procedure is quick, painless. They are proud of this. The story is the Tuesday before. You ate a meal. Something ordinary, the kind you don't think to remember because you assume you'll eat it again. You walked home on a path you'd walked 100 times. Your feet knew every crack in the stone. You did not remember this. Nobody does. The processing center smells like iron and warm circuitry. The man ahead of you keeps straightening his collar, over and over, like he's going somewhere that requires it. There are forms. A processing officer explains that your transition represents an honored contribution to the Omnissiah's great work. He reads this from a card. He has read it many times. He asks if you have questions. You want to ask if you can write one letter first. He checks a box. The column is labeled non-essential. Before the final stage, there is a pause. An administrator enters. She is apologetic in the way people are apologetic when the policy isn't their fault. She tells you there is one decision remaining that is still yours to make. The standard process removes most higher cognition. Clean, efficient, the alternative keeps more of you intact. The Mechanicus considers it suboptimal. She needs an answer now. The Magos is waiting. You look at your hands, both of them, still yours. For another few minutes, you make a choice. She writes it down. Then they remove your tongue. Verbal output, the form explains, is a non-essential function. The Magos who oversees your transition has been doing this for a long time. The fingers on his left hand are no longer his. He replaced them 17 years ago, one at a time. He still taps them on his desk when he's thinking. The rhythm is the same as it was when they were flesh. He has not considered what that means. He signs your form without looking up. You do not remember the procedure. This is by design. What comes after is a task queue. There are tasks in it. You complete them. There are more tasks. You complete those too. This is called purpose. On the Forge world, there are 11 million units like you. Not 11 million people, 11 million units. The distinction matters to the Adeptus Mechanicus. People require sleep cycles, nutritional supplements, psychological stability assessments. People file complaints. People grieve. Units require maintenance windows and power allocation. The Forge world produces more units each year than it loses. The Mechanicus calls this a sustainable labor model. You are part of an economy so large that your individual processing generated less paperwork than a mid-tier equipment requisition. At Junction 4, your feet slow, almost imperceptibly. 0.3 seconds. No task reason. Junction 4 is where the corridor changes from plasteel to bare rockcrete. Someone repaired the wall here once. The patch is a slightly different shade of gray. You do not know why you slow. The queue does not record it. You are given the next task. A tech priest performs a routine calibration on the unit that works beside you. It had developed an anomalous behavior. Pausing mid-task. 5 seconds, sometimes 10. The Magos logged it as drift. The calibration takes 40 minutes. When it is finished, the unit returns to its work. It does not pause anymore. The Magos records this as a successful correction. You watch him write it down. The temperature in the room has not changed. Something in your chassis registers otherwise. 7 weeks after your processing, someone leaves a Cup of Recaf on your maintenance platform. You cannot drink it. You cannot throw it away. You are not tasked with its removal. It stays there for 11 days. On the 4th day, someone else comes and looks at it. They stand there for a moment. They don't touch it. They leave. On the 11th day, a servitor handler removes it without logging it. The queue assigns you a floor inspection. You complete it. A maintenance crew arrives on sublevel 4. One of the units there has sustained damage to its locomotion assembly. It cannot complete its task queue. 2 workers load it onto a trolley. It does not resist. It has no instruction to resist. They wheel it down the corridor. Before they reach the end of the hall, the replacement is already there, a different unit. Same model designation. Already assigned. Already moving. The floor is not yet clean from where the first one stood. Nobody stops work. Nobody comments. The shift supervisor marks the transition in his log. Under downtime, he writes 0 minutes. He is not wrong. In Hif Tertius, on the same forge world, a family passes a work crew in the market corridor. 3 servitors, pulling a cargo sled. The youngest child points. The mother pulls her hand down quickly. She does not explain. The father looks at the lead servitor for a moment longer than he intends to. He knows that face. Not well. A neighbor, maybe. Someone from the lower district. He isn't certain. He doesn't say anything. They keep walking. That evening, he tells his daughter they are a gift to the Omnissiah. It is an honor. She doesn't ask again. He doesn't look back. Here is what the files show. Your transition was not an error. It was not a clerical accident. There was a petition filed on your behalf. The petition cited 3 procedural irregularities in your processing order. It was rejected, not because of the substance, because of a formatting issue on page 4. The window to refile closed 14 days later. There are 7,000 petitions like yours in the same archive. 6,843 of them were rejected on procedural grounds. The Imperium did not fail to notice. The Imperium noticed. The Imperium filed correctly. There is a tech priest, a junior one, newly appointed, hands still mostly flesh, who reviews servitor unit logs quarterly. He notices the Junction 4 slowdowns in your file. He has seen this pattern before. He knows what it might mean. He also knows that raising the flag means a full diagnostic. Recalibration of this type is not the minor kind. It would not simply correct the irregularity. It would remove whatever is underneath it. He looks at the log for a long time. There are 47 other files on his queue. He moves on. He does not look at yours again. The child again. She is laughing, her father chasing her. He's laughing too. You stop. Your left hand, the one that was always yours, closes around the mop handle slightly tighter than required. 4,002 seconds. The father looks at you. His laughter stops for a moment. He pulls her past quickly. Then you continue. The floor is swept. The queue moves forward. On the production line 3 levels below you, 47 new units are processed today. The Magos on duty signs each form without looking up. He has memorized the motion. He is thinking about a bearing tolerance issue in Sector 9. By the end of the fiscal cycle, 600 new units will have been added to this facility alone. There are 912 facilities like this one. The paperwork is always filed correctly. You are in the corridor. It is quiet now. The shift has ended. You have no task. The queue is empty. You stand still. Somewhere above this level, there is a window. You don't know how you know. You do not walk toward it. There is no task reason. But you turn in its direction, swallowing 3 seconds. Then you stop, waiting for the queue. The Mechanicus calls what was removed inefficiency. Your tongue, your name, the memory of teaching someone to mop. The paperwork calls it an honor. Your family was told the same. But somewhere in the structure of you past the augmetics, past the calibration, something remained that didn't belong in the queue. A hand, closing too tight on a mop handle when a child laughs in a corridor. Feet, slowing at a patched wall. Grind 3 seconds. Every time. That is not the tragedy. The tragedy is that on this forge world, right now, there are 11 million units completing their task queues. And somewhere in the structure of each of them, something remained too. Something slows at a wall. Something registers a temperature that hasn't changed. Something tightens around a handle when a child runs past. 11 million times. Every day. And in the markets, and the corridors, and the hive levels above, people walk past them without looking. Or they look for just a moment longer than they mean to, and they keep walking. The paperwork is always filed correctly. The window always closes. The Imperium calls this